Beth visits Croatia for a weekend getaway with her best friend, Kate. Kate has just divorced her husband, Jay, while Beth has just given birth to her baby girl. Kate planned a weekend getaway with her best friend to reminisce and have fun. Beth arrives in Croatia and she takes a taxi, driven by a driver, Zane. She drops her at her lodge and she tries to pay, but he refuses and tells her he has been paid, so she just tips him. Before leaving, he gives her his card so she can call him if she needs a ride. Kate comes out to welcome her and they hug passionately. They go upstairs into the room Kate has booked for them. Kate tells Beth how excited she is about the weekend and how they can get to do fun things. Beth takes the chance to inquire about Kate's well-being, apologizes for not being around, and gives her stone jewelry. Immediately after Kate wears it, one of the black stones falls, and Beth suggests returning it. However, Kate insists she likes it and hugs Beth with a hint of concern. They plan to go out on a date that evening, so Beth thinks of what to wear, and she makes a video call with her husband, Rob. She greets her daughter before Kate enters with her flashy new dress from her post-divorce shopping spree. Beth bids her husband good night, and they go out after taking some glasses of wine. On their way out, they meet a young man who introduces himself as Sebastian, who owns the apartment. They bid him goodbye and they take their taxi to the restaurant. At the restaurant, Kate confesses to Beth that she's been using Jay's card and he hasn't removed her since their divorce. Beth attempts to discuss Kate's recent divorce, feeling guilty for not being there during her tough times. However, Kate reassures her, explaining that Beth was pregnant at the time, which is completely understandable. Kate then asks Beth about her marriage, while Beth says her marriage is fine. She praises Rob for his excellent parenting. Kate asks if Rob is also treating her well, but she says he is trying. Kate prods Beth about her satisfaction with Rob in bed, and Beth admits they haven't had sex for a year, believing it's her own lack of desire, not Rob's fault. She insists they're just facing a rough patch and will overcome it, while Kate suggests divorce if she is unhappy in the marriage, but Beth declines. Later, Kate receives a call and she argues with the caller while the waiter returns the card to Beth, telling her it is declined. When Kate returns, she tells Beth she was talking with Jay and he has removed her card. She pays and insists they should stop by at a bar before going home. They call Zane to pick them up, and during the drive, Zane tells Beth he is from Syria and he had relocated during the war, and she also tells him she is from America. They arrive at the bar and Kate sees two hot guys. They join the guys who start flirting. Beth mentions her daughter, but Kate persuades her to stay with the guys for her satisfaction. The guys return with wine for the girls, and that is the last thing Beth remembers. Beth wakes up the following day to an empty house. She calls out for Kate to no avail, and she sees blood in the place. She asks Sebastian if he's seen Kate, and he says no, adding that they brought home 2 meals that night, requiring an extra payment. She calls her husband, who advises her just to have fun and leave Kate. She decides to visit the police station where she meets an officer, Pavic, but he insists she can't file a missing person until 24 hours. She eventually calls Zane and they recheck the bar. At the bar, they find out the men are escorts, but she wonders who had hired them since she didn't hire any escorts. Zane asks if she thinks her friend hired them. She says no, but later recalls that Kate was forcing her to have something with the man. She realizes Kate must have hired them. They find out from the attendants that the escorts are Matteo and Luca. She returns home and she speaks with Rob. He calms her down, telling her she doesn't have to worry and that it isn't the first time Kate has gone missing with guys. The following day, she meets with Zane, who stages a meeting with the escorts. They talk about when she first met Kate and how she met Rob through Kate. Soon after, the men arrive. However, they begin to run after seeing Beth. Zane manages to catch Luca. Luca confesses that they stole Kate's belongings and sold them. Nothing about drugs or hurting her in any way. Beth recovers them and goes to the police station, but Zane asks her not to tell the police about him. This time, another officer, Kovac, takes over her case. She wonders if Beth was assaulted and takes Beth for a medical examination. While anticipating the results, she calls Jay, who tells her Kate enjoys attention, and she may be staging the kidnap. He claims they haven't spoken in ages and is clueless about any credit cards, leaving Beth to ponder who Kate argued with during their dinner. She returns home, finding Sebastian packing her belongings. She tells him she can't leave yet, so he offers her a ground floor room. That night she hears noises from Sebastian's room. He claims he is a composer, and that's his workroom. He invites her for dinner, but she decides to have dinner outside. She meets with Zane outside, but Rob appears unexpectedly. She introduces Rob to Zane and leaves. After Zane leaves, Rob tries to accuse her, but she breaks down and he apologizes. Inside the room, she receives a call from the police that Kate's body has been found. Overwhelmed as they confirm Kate's death while waiting for the autopsy. The following day, Rob is still upset about Kate's death and wants to stay longer, but Beth suggests that he go back to London to take care of their child. Later, Beth requests Pavic to let her see Kate for the last time. When Pavic gives her privacy, she uses Kate's face to unlock her phone and goes to the bathroom to read the chats. She sees a frequent call from a person called Handyman, and when she calls the number, it goes to Rob's voice call. She also sees messages between Kate and Rob showing they have an affair. Kovac interrogates Beth and tells her they found drugs in Kate's system, and the same drug was found in her system. She also tells her they have proof that Kate and Beth argued at the bar, and she is now a suspect. So her passport is seized. She returns home and calls Jay about the situation, but to her shock, Jay is already aware of Kate's affair with Rob. He claims that since she was pregnant, it's not the best time to tell her. She confides in Zane and starts thinking of other possibilities leading to this. Later, Rob calls her, but she confronts him about his affair with Kate. He initially denies it. However, when she tells him about the evidence she has, he admits and starts apologizing. The following day, the officers come to arrest her for the murder of Kate. During interrogation, they inquire about her connection to Zane and reveal that he is associated with an Albanian human trafficking gang. She is accused of instructing Zane to eliminate Kate due to her affair with her husband. She is eventually released after she gets a lawyer. To prevent further jeopardizing the situation, Beth's lawyer instructs Beth to liaise with her directly. Beth returns home to find Zane in her room, where he explains he has no connection to the gang. She ponders how the police discovered her husband's affair and remembers Pavic gave Sebastian his number. She checks around and sees a hidden camera at the mirror. She continues looking around and Sebastian suddenly appears. While he is distracted, she manages to steal a key from him. She eventually discovers he has cameras in all the rooms. She watches the incident of that night and sees that Kate took a cab and followed the thieves, but she returns with another vehicle. She notices the license plate number and records it down. As Sebastian arrives, he explains that the cameras are for security reasons, but she doesn't believe it. As soon as he is about to delete the videos, she pushes him and he knocks out and manages to escape with Zane. She visits the taxi company that transported Kate and meets the driver, who reveals he drove Kate in pursuit of escorts but couldn't catch up, so he left her at the police station. Beth remembers being at the police station, but no report was filed. As she contemplates her next move, the police show up to arrest her. She spots Pavic's vehicle with the same license plate number as the one that sent Kate back that day, confirming his involvement in the case. She runs from the police, but Pavic catches up with her. She accuses him of killing Kate because he made advances to her, and she refuses. As the two argue, Kovac arrives, but Pavic trips and falls to his death. Kovac apologizes to Beth later and tells her they found video evidence of Pavic driving Kate back. They also found evidence of Kate arguing with a man by the water, with supporting results from the autopsy report confirming Pavic's murder. Some months later, back in London, Beth divorces Rob, and she takes her daughter to him. While she takes her car key from Rob's coat pocket, she finds the piece of black jewelry she gave to Kate back in Croatia. That is when she realizes the jewelry can only end up with Rob if he has met Kate in Croatia. She goes to the toilet and calls Kovac. Before she speaks, Rob knocks and she confronts him. Rob tries to deny it, but she shows him the jewelry and he confesses it was an accident. A flashback shows it is Rob who was forcing the relationship and had pushed Kate to her fall. He then left her drowning to death. Rob begs her not to report to the police, but it is revealed that she has been on the call with Kovac and the entire conversation is being heard. She struggles and manages to break free from Rob. The movie ends with Beth taking her daughter and leaving while the police arrive to arrest Rob. Subscribe and watch more videos like this. Leave a like to help the channel out. Also leave a comment if you'd like us to recap your favorite movie. Thanks for watching.